This is Maggio at Studio Anavami in Santa Cruz with the podcast Marking into the Paradigm, an approach to changing our perspective of our world or our paradigm through creative process in the visual arts practice. In episode 11, Reality Shifting, I talk about the ancient practice alive in popular culture to shift realities. Trance is essentially an alternative state of consciousness. We go in and out of trances throughout the day, but one major trance that we do not acknowledge is that of our cultural consensus reality. To consciously shift realities through practice can mean going into a different consciousness that is vibrant, real, and interactive. I suspect that most of you in your lifetime have experienced stepping out of so-called normal reality, but because it's not recognized in our culture, except in certain situations, it often slips away unmarked. We can train ourselves to recognize and expand on these opportunities as they come along. While in a shaman circle years ago, I experienced being dramatically identified as other. I felt like I became a large cat slinking towards a small wounded animal. It was so complete that I questioned normal reality when I was once again feeling in my body. How could I experience the wet grass on my fur or the taste of blood as I tore the flesh from an animal with my teeth? My fundamental perceptions of what was real were challenged. My experience shocked others in the circle, even when we drummed to get this kind of experience. Shape-shifting relates to the somatic imagery technique that we use in marking into the paradigm, which is derived from several sources. Robert Bosnick, a seasoned international Jungian analyst, has developed embodied imagination over the past 50 years. It is an original method that he applies to dreams, body symptoms, early memories, and creative imagination in psychotherapy, trauma experiences, medical health, artistic creation, and dream research. In this dream work, one goes back into the place of the dream, slowly feeling the environment through the body. With practice, it develops as a waking dream with continual surprises. Stephen Busby, in his first of 3 channeled books, Guidance for Life on Earth, is another kind of exploration of alternative conscious states. Through exercises and small groups, he invites us to expand our consciousness to enact life differently beyond the limited constraints of the agreed upon structures. All of these are powerful ways of shaking up our reality, especially when paired with the art medium. Tom Cheetham talks about the active imagination, consciousness, and life-changing experiences in the context of philosophy and theology of Henri Corbin. He explores the nature of reality and what it means to be human, offering unique perspectives on post-materialist science. Cheetham says he has come full circle from scientific materialism through Jungian psychology and Sufi mysticism to the realization that science is not an obstacle to accessing transcendence, but another means of breaking the stranglehold of habitual consciousness. Dreamworkers and psychotherapists who use Bosnick's embodied imagination were very much surprised to find a popular cultural version that started on Reddit, then TikTok, with over 1 million participants using similar techniques to shift reality. In an article, 15 Signs and Symptoms You Are Shifted Reality or About to, Nirey Osler states his understanding that reality shifting is an act of breaking out of your physical constraints and having personal experiences in alternate universes. This can be done while awake or sleeping. It is like hypnotizing yourself and using your imagination to travel to places that exist outside the real world. This practice of reality shifting allows you to feel emotions as if they're happening in real life. He does not mention that reality shifters interact with their environment as a location, similar to dreams, and often talk about it as a carnal experience. These young people perfect and share with each other how to go into alternate state places of reality, like Hogwarts. Robert Bosnick has joined TikTok as the old shifter to share what he knows. He is open to exchange and also learns from them. The world is changing spontaneously in lots of ways, and these ancient ideas of animacy and shape-shifting are deeply woven into the texture of humanity. And now there seems to be the impulse for picking up the thread again and using it in modern times. The art practice of marking into the paradigm uses somatic imagery to explore imprinted beliefs of the overculture through visual arts materials. Some of the practice include becoming like other to gain experiential information, leading to a sense of being immersed in the world around us. It is a kind of shape-shifting defined as the alteration in form or substance to become like plants, animals, humans, or gods. It is by no means a phenomena restricted to unsophisticated cultures remote in history and geography from the dominant civilizations, but is essentially found in every religion and mythological tradition across the world. Much like the teens on TikTok, our circles have used Bosnick's embodied imagination to augment our creative process. Stephen Busby's practice of sensing that there is no division between the exterior and interior is a way of becoming intimate with the exchange of the world. Cheatham's idea of integrating science with the mystical has informed our use of experimentation in our studio work. In our marking into being circles, markers practice exercises such as becoming like other, which has greatly influenced our relationship to the relational field. Personally, I look around my living room and notice objects that I have become like. There is an intimate connection to so-called inanimate objects, as they are no longer inert matter, but have a history, a function, and perhaps are kin beyond sharing space. It is much easier now in my marking to feel into my body a passage of marking. The sounds, kinetic vibrations, color, and even an intent to collaborate or not can be felt. The practice can also help me to soften barriers of judgment that are so immediate that I had no idea of the separation I was creating. We are framing or reframing imagination from the derogatory realm of fantasy and fabrication, and now actively connecting to other realities. I will end with the poet John O'Donohue, who writes, "Other worlds come into view, and we are invited into rich, new, original ways of dwelling in the world." Thank you for listening.